Okay, welcome back to the Fusionaire Lighting Partners YouTube channel. Today we've got a guest. We've got Justin Merritt with Merritt Custom Homes here, and he's been using our product in some of the homes that he's been building, so we're glad to have him. Justin, if you want to take a little bit to introduce yourself and your company, I think our viewers would appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, like I said, Justin Merritt, Merritt Custom Homes and Construction out of Washington State and Oregon State. I've been in business for just over 20 years now, I think, in these areas. Done a lot of business in both states, mostly in Washington is where I'm based out of. Learned construction starting at about 18 and worked for some bigger builders. Grew into starting my own business and have a great time doing it. Met Josue on the process of that quite a few years ago, he and his dad, and that's how I come to be on your show, I think.
I appreciate that. And then for the viewers, we're going to put a link to Justin's website with Merritt Custom Homes down below, so just take a look out for that. Josue, do you want to kind of walk Justin through the construction process and the partnership process that Fusionaire Lighting Partners has developed with Merritt Custom Homes?
Yeah, definitely. So, Fusionaire has, been a, new innovative product that has come to the market. And Justin with Merritt Customs has been one of the first adopters to this product. So when we approached Justin and showed him the product and the benefits, he was, very well-rounded when it comes to, quality, comfort, and, being different than his competitors out there. And so he was able to really just understand what we were trying to throw at him with our product. And he quickly said, this makes total sense. It's simple. Why wouldn't we try it, right? It's not like we reinvented the wheel for a new HVAC system or rewiring this whole complicated system. And so he just quickly adapt to it and agreed to try it out.
Awesome. Well, hey, Justin, why don't you tell us, just kind of generally speaking, what your experiences with the Fusionaire Light has been, and then we'll get into some more specific questions as we go.
Absolutely, yeah. Like Josue said, it was presented to me on a job site that we were working on together, and it basically was, hey, what do you think about this? And I'm just like Josue said, immediately was that absolutely makes sense in every way, which we'll get into, I'm sure. But I was in the first time it was presented to me, and since then, in the first house, I brought it to the customer and said, hey, what do you think? And they were like, absolutely, that's great, in many different ways. So in the last at least three big houses we've done, every time I bring it to them, they are in automatically, and they love it. They do.
Can you give us a little bit of a sense of how big these houses are? Just, kind of general price points. I know you can't go into specifics for customers, but just kind of give the audience an idea of what price range these are in square footage.
Absolutely, yeah. So I do higher end custom homes. Generally speaking, most of the time they're close to 5,000, but they're not all that. Let's say between 4,000 and 5,000. Generally, price points range from construction build on the structure at $1 million to $2.5 million in there. So these are people that are used to better things. It's not low end or really, really high end. It's close to top end. So they were excited to have something actually new, and not only new but better in their house after it was given to them and explained how it works and how it looks. They're very excited about it.
Awesome. Do you feel like the product is delivering value for that market segment? So is there any hesitancy with the price, or are you finding that the price to install the system actually goes down a little bit because you have less boots, less penetrations, less, rigmarole with the HVAC process. Can you talk a little bit about the value proposition?
Absolutely. I think, well, number one with the customers, well, for me and my customers, if I talk about something and I believe in it and I can sell them how and why it's better, then it's a pretty easy sale for me. Not a sale, but you know what I mean, and a value to the house. So that was an easy way, just to get it in the house was easy. As far as installation, ease of installation, it actually is faster, cheaper, rather than having to build boots, as Josue knows well. The time goes down, the material goes down. So the cost differential is, if not better, the same, at least. So it definitely helps, efficiency wise, less penetrations in the ceiling, 90 or 95% of the heat loss is out of the roof and the ceiling. So that's a huge thing here, especially in Washington State. We have to gain credits on a worksheet for Washington State University, and there's no way this doesn't help, especially with penetrations in ceiling, blower door tests we have to have. So that's the very practical side of it, as coming from a builder. That definitely helps, and it's proven to be working well in the houses now. All of my customers are excited about how everything is dispersed, heating and cooling better, no cold or hot spots, nothing but good things from all of them. Even one that was a daylight basement, oftentimes you have 2 or 3 degrees difference between the upper and the lower floors. That's not the case here. Whatever he sets it at, either floor, that's where it stays. So the distribution is great. And they're excited about it and they love it.
So, question for you, Justin. How has this product been with joining two trades together when it comes to, electricians pushing back on the product, or, having them just collaborate with the HVAC contractor? How's that been for you?
It's been good, and it's been great, actually. And I guess the only learning curve we had was on the very first house. So realistically, I'm like, okay, it's kind of like a bathroom fan in a way. So what do I think I should do? So at the very first shot, we had the HVAC set the can lights, and then the electrician came back, but we had to move those can lights. Now, that being said, electricians are very particular about where their can lights go, from each side wall. And, so on the next house, all we did was tell the electrician where we were going to put them. We let him install. If, for example, there were 4 can lights in a room, we let him put 2 of them in. And then HVAC came in and put the other 2 in and hooked them up. We didn't move 1 can light just on the second house. So for me, it was a very quick learning curve. Electricians know where they want it. We let them do that, copy that, and the other comfy lights, and it worked out perfect.
Nice.
Less time also.
Nice. Yeah. So, and like I had mentioned prior in one of our videos, it's really just a communicating product. And I think Justin agrees with that. And a lot of our customers in the future will see that it's really just about that, right? Just communicating with electricians and the builder, and just having everybody understand what is it that we're trying to achieve for the end user, because our goal is for the end user, right? We want to be able to deliver the beautiful home, beautiful product, and just a beautiful finish. And we got to come together to help the builders achieve that. And so
I agree.
Yeah. And so I think as you mentioned, it was a simple product that needed a little bit of adjustments, but those adjustments were addressed on the second trial of home. So it wasn't a product that you're going to have to, perfect over several months or several years of trying to figure out how is it that is easily going to adapt to the construction of the home.
Exactly. And if the electrician, in my case, HVAC had the equipment. So I think in the next case, or in any case, if the electrician has the Fusion Light on hand and his normal cans, and say, okay, here's all your other cans. They set them all, wire them all, and then we just come back as HVAC and do the fan, those lights, and we're out of there.
Yeah, nice. And so, what is your feedback from your end user, the customer of the home, when it came to, you know, handing over the keys of the finished product? Was it something that they pointed out as you know, an obvious error that they chose to do? Was it a obvious, you know, pleasure that they chose that? What was the initial, you know, impression from the customer at the time of handing over the keys and giving them that walkthrough?
Nothing but good, to be honest. It's interesting. If I was in there doing some touch-ups on one of the houses, and one of the customers was leading one of his friends around, and you know, showing the house, and he goes, "Oh yeah, you got to check this out." So we went into a bedroom and said, "Do you see a heating vent?" And he went, "No, where's your heating?" And he said, "Right there. Look at that can light," which was pretty cool to see, because it is different. It's new, and it just looks, you know, aesthetically pleasing. It was kind of fun to watch that. It was lucky that I was kind of on site to see it, but every single one of them love it. Not only that, but again, comfort. They just, you know, they're amazed by each room is just what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, no, we've been getting a lot of feedback, just like how you mentioned. You know, a lot of customers are, you know, having that conversation about a register, which is one of the most, you know, I guess, boring topics to talk about when it comes to your home, right? I mean, typically you want to talk about, you know, your beautiful kitchen, your you know, countertops and all those other things. But it's been a pleasure to hear that customers are actually having that enjoyment in talking about a register, right? I mean, it's pretty entertaining to see that the simplest things in life are becoming an entertainment for customers as well.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see him excited about, like, something that you wouldn't normally get excited about. You're right.
Yeah. And then one last question. Have you received any feedback after several months? I know that we talked about comfort already, and how the customers, you know, kind of are excited about the product, and how the home feels like there's no cold and hot spots and stuff like that. But have you done any follow-ups with them after several months of them being in the home, whether it's, you know, having them experience a hot summer or a cold winter? Have they come back with any, you know, additional feedback as far as the performance of the air distribution with our product?
Nothing that was an issue as far as not getting enough heat or cooling. It's like I said, it's always been positive feedback every time that I've talked to any of them. So they're happy with everything we've done. Obviously, I am lucky enough to have great contractors that I work with, subcontractors, and we put in a great system, which you obviously have to have. But if you have a product that improves that system, which I think the Fusion Air does, makes it even better.
Yeah, perfect. And the reason I asked that question is because, you know, it is a great product in the beginning. You walk in, but you know, it could always be different outcome after it's digested for several months. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think that having the product and being able to actually be in the home for several months can either change your perspective on the product, whether it's a good thing or bad thing. And so I think it's very important question to ask, and for our viewers to understand that it's not just a product that you walk into and you say, "Oh, it's amazing, it feels good now," but it's a product that, you know, you have to come back and ask those questions, because it could change in a bad or good way, right? I mean, and we want to be able to understand those things. And
I agree. I think when the customers lived in the house, then it's proven its performance. If you don't get any negative feedback, or if you ask, oftentimes I just email and say, "Hey, is everything fine?" You know, they're like, "Oh, it's great," or they'll say, "Oh, my I have a leak in something, but
Yeah.
I think it's proven its performance in at least in all 3 houses. I think one of them has been lived in for almost 2 years now. So, it's a year and a half, something like that.
Yeah, nice. And then, I want to just touch a little bit on something you just said, which was, we have high efficiency systems going to the homes that you build, but to have a product that complements those high efficiency systems is key, right? I mean, what is the purpose of having something high efficient, but then it be compromised by something that's not complementing it, right? That's kind of irrelevant of putting a high efficiency system, but you have something that works alongside with that and gives it and maintains that high efficiency. It is a great value to the customers, and that's where the customers are seeing our product outshine compared to other products in the market that they could go towards, and they won't receive that same value with Fusion there.
I agree.
Hey, we want to thank Justin from Merit Custom Homes for being on our show today. Again, if you haven't had the opportunity, hit like and subscribe. We appreciate that. That makes sure this video gets its way out to other folks looking to learn about our product. And check out Justin's website. It's a great website. He's done some wonderful work. And we look forward to seeing you on the next episode.